Hi, this is Jeremy Flicker, and I'm going to demonstrate some of the new features in IBM Developer for System Z, some of the new DB2 features that we've introduced in the last two releases. In our most recent release, IDZ 1603, we're introducing a new SQL editor. This editor has all the features that we've integrated with the System Z LPEX in the 1601 release, such as the ability to run SQL and tune SQL. I'll go ahead and show running all the SQL statements for this particular editor. Give that a second to run. We've updated the results screen. There's now the dialog will pop up if there are errors, so that you can easily see what the errors for individual statements that you ran. So you can see the errors here. You can click on the individual SQL code and states to get the error messages. And if you wanted, you could see the results of all the statements that you ran. The editor also has a feature unique to it, the format SQL, which will, when it works, nope, there it goes, it took some time, format your SQL in a manner consistent with some settings that you can set here on the SQL Formatter page. So you can customize whether to use tabs or spaces and how many lines to insert into between individual statements. There's also features like folding. You can toggle line comments on and off, or groups of statements as a comment. Moving on, we added a new folder called Catalog, which has, we added, I think, 4 filters, 4 categories of things to view in 1602 and 5 more in 1603. So here we're looking at the 1603 version. So you can view databases, indexes, tables, views, things like that. You can explore detailed properties of a particular view in this example, and the properties show up here on the left side. And each of these types of resources will have different things that you can view. So for SQL views, you can view the DDL statements in an editor. You can view the dependencies of the view. For example, you could see that this particular view is constructed by making a call to another view, which in turn makes calls, is dependent on 3 tables. So if I were to look at the DDL for this view, you'd see the same 3 tables here that it's dependent on. So we have lots of different resources you can explore, with more coming. So you can view packages and their dependencies. You can view the statements for a package. There's just quite a few features associated with tables that you can use. Well, let me show first. You can search for resources by name, such as using a like expression. And once you have a table you want to work with, some of the things you can do is you can generate a new select statement for that table, which will open up in an editor the select statement with all the columns for that table. You can view the data for a particular table, which will show the data for that table down here in the details view. And you can also, in 1603, edit the data for a particular table, which will open that data in edit mode. And from here, you can type into the editor and make changes. So here I've made 4 changes to these particular rows. You could delete a row. You could insert a new row. And we support undoing and redoing as you're making changes. None of the changes have been committed to the database yet. The changes get committed when you hit this commit changes action, and this will save your changes to the database as well as the changes you made. They should show up here, yeah. The changes to the table will also show up here so you can reference them. The last change I'll mention is we updated the Db2 preference page, so now when you make changes to the Db2 SQL Server sentence section and apply the changes, you don't need to restart the workbench. Same, you can, when you add your license, you don't need to restart the workbench. And you can now also add a custom override the default JDBC driver if you wanted to add a more recent version. Okay, that's, oh, and I guess one last thing is you can now, when you view your queries from the execution history, you can open an individual one in an editor, or you can open all of them in an editor. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.